Hey friends, it is Wednesday, April 2nd. We are participating in ABC April 2025. That's hashtag ABC April 2025. And today is B. So we are going to work on some background tags. I did some backgrounds on these tags earlier, and I'm going to show you just exactly what I did with those. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move these tags out of the way. I used 3 different papers. I used watercolor paper, and I used some cardstock, and then some a manila folder, a file folder. And so what I did was I started with some Distress spray stain. I'm going to start with some salvaged patina, some crackling campfire, and I think vintage photo. We'll start with some vintage photo on there. And we may come in with some of the darker browns, but for now, this is how we're going to start. They each come out just a little bit differently, just because of the different types of paper, and I just really like how they come out. Okay, and that was the vintage photo in the Distress spray stain. So I like doing up backgrounds on the papers. They're a lot of fun to work with. Okay, and now we're going to give them a spritz of some water. I'm going to move it around a little bit. See if we can make those move. Okay, you see how this one here is not, even though I put on the same amount, it soaked it up just a little bit differently than the backgrounds on these 2 papers. And we'll just kind of let it move around. Okay, and maybe we'll take a little heat to it. Now we're going to come in with some oxides. Now the oxides, I've had them all shook up before. The oxides are going to give you more of that chalky look to them. And I really, really like how that comes out. So we'll start with some weathered wood in the oxide. We'll kind of give it a spritz. We're not going to come in real heavy with this, except for there. Okay, and maybe some of the spiced marmalade. And we'll kind of drop some of this in on some of the browns. And you'll begin to see it react. Okay. So I'll take the dryer to it again. And if I feel like there's too much water in different spots, I'll soak it up with a wet wipe. already starting to get a really cool look in these backgrounds. So we're going to go in with some of the salvaged patina. And go in with some of the scorched timber. Now this is going to give it that darkness that I'm looking for. Okay, and then we're going to spritz it so it kind of moves around a lot. It's up there. Okay. And I think we'll come up here with some vintage photo and maybe a little bit more of, don't want to give it, oh, well, I guess we're going to give it that much. All right, a little bit more water up in there. I'm going to come in again with the blow dryer, with the heat tool. A little bit more water on that one. Kind of move that, help it along. And you see how it's starting to get that chalky look in there on the oxides that I sprayed. So let's come back in with, we need some, let's see, some walnut stain over here in these corners. Back with some water. And then open this up and give this some splatters. I did cover my desk really well because this ink goes all over the place. Oops. So if this is your first time here, I have joined in on this wonderful ABC April 2025 that is hosted by Crafty with Tony and Seven Plaza, and it is turning out to be a lot of fun. So I hope, let's see, I wanted some, we're going to come up here with some, oh, I wanted to spray that. I hope you'll go give them a follow. They have a lot of awesome creators joining in this month, and you learn a lot of fun new maybe not new techniques, but you'll learn a lot of techniques, especially if you're new to junk journaling, art journaling, altered books. Let's go back to the weathered. You see how I'm just kind of building these up. So yeah, go ahead and head over, follow those ladies if you don't already. Join in on the fun. Margaret and Tony are both awesome creators. Okay, I need some darker. I'm 2 for 2. I don't know if I'll be able to do every day. I'm hoping. And if you're having a hard time finding other creators that are participating, if you just go to hashtag ABC April 2025, all of the videos will be on there. And you just have to click on the link and you'll go to, it'll take you to the creators. All right, let's see what this does for us. I like to get a lot of that dark right at the end. I like how it's dripping down there, giving that whole edge. And every time you dab it, you're going to get a different reaction, a different look. Just need a little bit more campfire. Again, this is Crackling Campfire in the stain. And that might do it for us. How that reacts and gives you kind of almost a yellow in there. See if we can get some drips. right, we're going to add one last little color, and that is our mica stain in Decayed. And I don't know if you can see that on here, but we have some, I just made a very small amount of spray on here, and it looks really cool. So I'm just going to that's it. That's all I'm going to do on those. So we'll give that a little bit of a dry. Okay, I'm going to move these off to the side for just a moment. Move them up here. And I'm going to take, I use this to mop up the last one, so I'm going to just go ahead and do that again. See what we get here. Definitely getting some movement. Let's stick in some, oh, maybe we'll go with the and go with a little bit of, there we go. Let's see if we can try that. Even our mop-up one has some awesome color. Set that up with the other, and we'll kind of wipe this. Whoa. Some of my scorched timber kind of exploded there. I don't know if that was not on tight, but I do have stained fingers now again. If you happen to watch yesterday's program or YouTube video that I put out for A alphabet, I had green fingers, and I still have a little bit of green on there. I was doing a little project with my granddaughter, my 5-year-old granddaughter, and we got one of those little toys where you chip away on it, you get it wet, you chip away, and then there's a surprise toy inside. Well, the thing was green, and it made a terrible stained mess on both our hands, and I have soaked my hands a lot, and it's still. So these are the ones that we created, This one is the watercolor paper. This one is the copy paper. And this one is the file folder. I don't know if you can see the shine, the little dots on there. There's a few on here. And a few on here, if you can see those. And then this is the one, this is the mop-up one that I just used to soak up the extra ink that was sprayed. And it does have a little bit of sparkle to it. And then these are the three, let me get these moved over a little bit. These are the three that I previously made. And as you can see, each one is unique on its own. They're all a little bit different. This one, copy paper. This one is file folder. And then this one is the watercolor paper. They all react just a tiny bit differently to the paper, to whatever paper that you're using. They still have to dry yet, but they're doing well. Okay, so that's what I got for you today. Some background, B for background, and later on in the month we're going to be using these backgrounds. So I hope that you continue to watch. I'm just working with this. I'll be right with you, okay? Sorry, granddaughter. So again, remember to follow hashtag ABC April 2025. Make sure you click the like and subscribe button if you would please do that. I would appreciate it very, very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.